What a great start to the day I had today. The sun is shining, the sky is bright blue, not a cloud in sight. The temperature this morning was just perfect for a walk. It was so refreshing. I got to connect with nature. And this is an element that just feeds my soul. It feeds my body, my mind, my spirit. It was an incredible start to the day. I'm Brenda Lynn, and I'm here to talk to you today about the relationship with yourself. I did a previous video on relationships, and I mentioned there that the relationship with self is your most critical relationship of all. Every other relationship that you bring into your life is built on the foundation of how you have built the relationship with yourself. Now, one of the tools that I have used throughout my career, I was a corporate leader for 20 some years. I raised 3 incredible kids up into brilliant adults. And all of that was done on the foundation, the awareness that this tool provided me. Through this, I could tell when somebody was struggling and what area they were struggling with. Had resources to help them with that. It was incredible when I was running corporate teams because I could keep my teams engaged, I could keep them healthy, all because of the knowledge that I got from this one tool. Now, this is ancient wisdom that I think is more relevant today than it has been, over the last 5,000 years. It amazes me how relevant this is and how useful this tool is in every realm of life for me at this point. Now, this is your energy body and more precisely, your chakra system. The chakra system that I'm talking about is the 7 main chakras in your physical body. Now, these range from the base of the spine, shooting down into the earth, which is the first chakra, all the way up to the crown of your head, shooting up into the universe. And I'll just give you a brief overview of these 7 chakras, and you can see how relevant they are to every realm of your life. The first chakra is your connection to the planet. It is where you ground yourself. It offers our safety and security in being here. I'm sure that we've all come across people who just seem to have the world by the tail. They've got charisma. They attract all kinds of opportunities and possibilities and people into their life. They seem to have life so easy. These are people that have a very strong root chakra and a very strong connection to the planet. Now, as we move up the ladder into the second chakra, this is located between your belly button and your pubic bone. And it is the emotional center of your being. It is where you process emotions. It's where you move from pain to pleasure. And this is done because that's where we get access to all 5 of our senses that go out into the world. And we know what we see, what we smell, what we hear, what we taste, what we feel, all comes into that second chakra. It's also our relationship center. It's how we take that input from the outside world and generate our relationships within that second chakra. Now, as we move up into the third chakra, which is in the solar plex region, this is our definition of self. This is where we define who we are and who we want to be. It's where we tap into our personal power so that we have all the resources that we need to become who we want to be on this world, to fulfill our purpose, to define our purpose. Now, just as a side note, your purpose is, and your values and everything that you think makes up your life is not a static, it's not a static thing. It evolves as your life evolves. So we have to always be aware of how things are evolving, how things are moving through our life so that we can tap into what is our now values and our now purpose. It won't be the same as it was a year ago or 10 years ago. We don't come to this life with one purpose. So understanding who you are and what strengths you have and where your weaknesses need to be covered and how you're going to use those to evolve yourself is mission critical. And that all lives in the solar plexus chakra. Now, as we move up to the heart chakra, now this is the bridge between what we call the lower chakra system and the upper chakras. And it is that place of balance. It is where you give and receive. And bringing those 2 things into balance is really what makes life manageable. It is where self-love lives. Now, these build on each other. So until you've defined yourself and who you are and who you want to be and your strengths and your weaknesses and your values and all that stuff that you've done in the third chakra, you can't fall in love with yourself. You're falling in love with something that you don't understand or doesn't exist until you're really clear on what happens in that third chakra, on your personal power. Once that's defined, falling in love with yourself is easy. And then you can, once you've got self-love, you can take that love out into the world and you can share that with other people. You can't share something that you don't have. If you haven't created love within yourself, you can't authentically take that out into the world. So this is what happens in the heart chakra, is creating that balance between self-love and love of others, between giving and receiving. That all happens in the heart chakra. And that moves us up into the upper chakras. So the throat chakra, that's where you find your voice. That's where you're able to take yourself out into the world. Where in the second chakra, we brought the world into our inner being. In the fifth chakra, we take our inner being out into the world. And we do that through our voice. Now, again, building on the other chakras, you have to define yourself in the third chakra. You have to fall in love with yourself in the fourth chakra before you can really find your truth and have the confidence to speak your truth and to take that out into the outer world. That all happens in the fifth chakra. Now in the sixth chakra, which is just in the center of your forehead in your third eye, this is where we really tap into our imagination, into our intuition. We start to bring that spiritual world into our being. We start to connect with the higher realms. And this is where we can really nurture that sixth sense, that sense of our intuition, and we can bring those contacts, those connections into our physical existence. Now this is, imagination lives in that third eye chakra. And this is where we start looking at archetypes and creating possibilities and opportunity and processing all of that information at a much higher level. When you can really strengthen that chakra, you find that opportunities are abundant out there. Our way of creatively attracting those, our creative problem solving, our creative thinking brings all kinds of opportunities and possibilities into our inner world. Now, the final one is the crown chakra, and it is the one that shoots up into the universe, and it draws in both white light and that violet light into our being. And it feeds our soul. It feeds every element of our being. It is our connection to all that is. It's our connection to the angelic realms. It is our connection to guides. All of the people in the other dimensions that are there, all of the elements in those dimensions that are there to help us, we connect with them through that crown chakra. Now, when you have all of these chakras working in unison, life becomes expansive. It becomes easy. It accelerates at a pace that we can't even imagine. And it brings in all kinds of higher dimension opportunities. Now, that's the basic foundation of those chakras. As I've been working through those, I've been working with them for over 20 years, maybe 25 years now. And now I'm starting to open up different dimensions of those same chakras, and I'm starting to move up into the higher level chakras. That's all possible. It happens so fast now. 20 years ago, it was kind of a slug getting through this. Now with the accelerated energy, you can build those foundations and move into those higher dimensions of the chakras, into the chakras that are in the higher dimensions of our reality very easily. In the notes to this video, I'm going to put some resources for you where you can start to explore both all of the chakras and build that foundational level. And then once that's done, we have programs, activations, resources that will help you elevate those into the higher dimensions so that you start moving up into the different frequencies. Your life becomes easier, it becomes lighter, it becomes faster, and everything is filled with joy. So I will leave those resources in the notes to this video. Also, I'm available for coaching, for group coaching. If you want to contact me directly and set up something, discuss what some of your needs are, please reach out. My contact information also will be in the notes to this video. And I look forward to seeing you on this journey.